how can you create videos that are going to go on your attorney profile page and humanize them? So I thought of 4 simple videos that you guys can create, and you can make them pretty easily. You can even make them today or this weekend, and it won't take a whole lot of time. It just takes a little bit of thought and some creativity perhaps, but they're very simple to make, and when you put them on your attorney profile page, it's going to humanize it. But first of all, just to take a quick step back, I did a little bit of research on some of the most visited pages on a website, and the home page and the about page are 2 pages that are the most frequented on a website, which makes sense because usually the home page is the one where it's the main page that people land on when they first visit a website, and then the about page is the second most popular from what I found, which also makes sense because people want to find out who is behind this website. And for a lawyer, people want to know who the lawyer is, the one who is in charge of this website, who's sharing all the good information on this site. So the about page is definitely an important page for lawyers. And a lot of about pages that I see, or attorney profile pages that I see, are a little bit bland. They're very similar. It's almost like they're copy pasted from each other and just kind of updated to include their information, but it reads like a resume, right? And I'm sure we've all seen those type of profiles where it just lists where the attorney went to school, maybe what cases they've worked on, what districts or jurisdictions they're admitted into, like those, just the same information on every single profile. So I want to share what you guys can do to make your profile stand out, knowing that this is a page that a lot of people visit to find out more information about you. Give them more information and make them want more. Okay, so here are the 4 videos that you guys can create. The first one is the Tell Your Story video. So this page is about you guys. So why not tell people a little bit more about you personally? So for this type of video, I recommend that you talk about why you became a lawyer in the first place, right? So this is actually a very, it's kind of an interesting question. It's one that I've asked on my podcast, The Gen Y Lawyer. I used to ask all my guests why they became lawyers, and just hearing the reason why they went to law school and why they decided to pursue this career, and just hearing more about them really made me connect on a deeper level and understand why they became lawyers, why they're doing what they're doing. So why not record that and put that on your attorney profile, right? So tell your story. Why did you become a lawyer? Did something happen to you and your family that inspired you to go to law school? Did you grow up watching your parents? Maybe one of your parents was a lawyer and that's what made you want to become a lawyer. Talk about that, right? So that's a good reason for people to connect with you. And again, it can be 15 seconds, 30 seconds. I wouldn't really go much longer than that. And it doesn't have to be a drawn out chronology of your life, right? So just talk about why you became a lawyer and explain the reasoning behind why you're doing what you're doing right now. So that's one type of video you can create, put it on your profile. People will love it. People will connect with your reasoning and get a deeper understanding of who you are as a person and as a lawyer, okay? The second type of video that you can create for your attorney profile and put it on there to humanize it is a video where you are sharing your favorite case. So maybe a favorite client or a matter that you worked on. Of course, not mentioning any confidential information. I think that goes without saying. But explaining why this one case that you worked on at one point really defined you or really changed your trajectory, or really affected you as a lawyer. So talk about that. Share that experience. Talk about why it affected you, what happened, why you felt so emotionally connected to this client and to this case. And even though, and this type of video kind of has a little bit of it has something in it for both the lawyer and the potential client who's looking at this profile and watching this video, because it shows that. So think of it from a viewer's perspective. They're watching this video and you're talking about a case that really affected you, and hopefully you're using passionate words and you're excited about having worked on this case and gotten the outcome that you got. So from a client's perspective, they're watching this and they're like, man, I want that lawyer to work on my case, because look how freaking excited they are to have won or to have gotten the result that they got for this other client. So it kind of applies to a little bit of both, for the viewer and for the lawyer. So talk about a case that you loved or that affected you, okay? That's the second type of video. And again, we're trying to keep these 15 to 30 seconds, at most a minute, but you want it to be quick, right? You want to be concise and get straight to the point. So if you can do all that, if you can talk about your favorite case and why in 15 seconds, kudos to you. But yeah, try to aim for that, okay? The third type of video that you can create to put on your profile and humanize it, bring it to life, make people love you because they see your face, they know who you are, is a video that shows you engaging in some kind of, I guess, extracurricular activity. So either a charity event that you participated in as a lawyer, right, on behalf of your law firm, any kind of, if you're part of a softball team, if you coach your children's soccer team, anything that shows you outside of the law firm. So outside of the setting of being a lawyer, which is it's kind of like the behind the scenes of who you are on the weekends when you're not being a lawyer, when you're not practicing law. Who are you? Show that. Try to capture that on camera. And you can just, again, do this on your phone. It doesn't have to be a high production kind of thing. But show yourself engaging out in the real world, right? If you're donating your time to a soup kitchen, if you are putting on some kind of toy drive or food drive for the holidays, show that. And you want that to be part of who you are. You want people to see that on your attorney profile and feel a connection with you, not because you're a lawyer, but because you're a decent human being and you're doing things outside of just being a lawyer. So those kind of videos would be amazing to have on your attorney profile, right? So that's the third type, any kind of extracurricular activities, nonprofits, any bar association involvement, anything outside of being a lawyer. And you can see how this type of video shows you as a complete human being, a well-rounded human being that, again, is going to allow a potential client who's watching this video to connect with you on that level. So that's what you're always thinking about when you're making these videos. How can you present yourself as this whole person that's not just going to work on this case and kick ass, but who's also just a good person and does things in the community and is involved. Okay, so that's the third type of video, the extracurricular. Now the fourth type of video, and of course there are so many that you can make, but I wanted to just focus on these four today. But the fourth one and the final one, and I'll add a recap at the end for those who joined a little bit later. But the fourth type of video that you can create is the, I guess for lack of a better way of explaining it, kind of like the character witness video. So someone who is going to speak to your character as a person. And this is not necessarily you, because of course you can sit there in front of the camera and talk about all your accolades. You can list all the amazing cases that you've worked on, all the settlements, all the jury verdicts, whatever. But if you have someone else speaking on your behalf, so a friend, a colleague, a respected member of the community, someone else who's going to speak to how amazing you are, of course, in not such a braggy way, but someone who's going to speak to the kind of person that you are, those are kind of cool, I think, just having someone else. It's almost like getting a testimonial for, like a personal testimonial as to who you are as a person and as a lawyer. So if you can kind of collect, if you can put together a montage of people who know you well and who can speak to your character, then that's kind of cool too to have on your attorney profile. So it's not just you talking about yourself, it's others talking about you. So again, this one might put us a little bit out of our comfort zone because you have to go and ask someone to say good things about you and actually mean it. So first of all, you have to find someone who has good things to say about you, which I'm sure is not going to be difficult. But you have to record it and put that on your profile. So this one's a little bit pushing it, but again, I think it's pretty cool. And if you want to be a lawyer who's doing things a little bit differently, then why not? Why not solicit testimonials from other people? So to quickly recap, because I know that some people joined a little bit later, the 4 types of very simple videos you can create to put on your attorney profile page. So this is the page that talks about who you are. It's not your homepage, it's not any other page on your website, but it's just the attorney profile page. The 4 types of videos you can create are 1, the tell your story. So why did you become a lawyer? 2, what has been a favorite case of yours or a favorite client that you've worked with or worked on the case for, and why. So why did it affect you so deeply? The 3rd type of video is you doing something in the communities. And then the 4th type is the character witness video, so other people speaking highly of you. And of course, in a genuine way. Don't just hire people to say good things about you. And so those are the 4 types of videos.